Research, Innovation and Digital Policy since March 1st, 2020. He previously served as the Chief Scientist for Research and Innovation for the Republic of Cyprus, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Research and Innovation Foundation, and member of the National Board of Research and Innovation. He is a distinguished professional with 30 years of experience in executive management, technology and business consulting, served at senior executive roles in global corporations such as IBM, Executive Director and Partner, and PwC. He also served at the board of directors of many organizations, including Invest Cyprus on the Cyprus Investment Promotion Agency, the Cyprus Tourism Organization, the Cyprus Port Authority, and the Board of Trustees of the Cyprus Institute. He is the recipient of numerous awards and recognitions for professional excellence, including the Business Leader of the Year Award 2016 by Cyprus Chamber of Commerce and the Quality Leader Award 2015 by Cyprus Quality Association. His academic qualifications, of course, include Executive MBA in Strategic Marketing from Henley Management College, MSc and BSc in Electrical Engineering from the New Jersey Institute of Technology in USA, and Mr. Kokkinos will share the government plans to update the public services in the year 2021. What e-government services will they update employment and innovation plans? So, Mr. Kokkinos, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Antonia. Good afternoon to everyone. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with you my ministry's ambitions and plans on how Cyprus can become a regional hub for sciences and technology, and especially on the fintech sector, for the reasons that I will explain. And I hope that on the next presentation of Robin, Cyprus will also be on the high ranking of his list that he shared with us. Can everyone see me and listen to me?
Yes, yes.
Good. I will share my presentation. Let me just give me a moment. Okay. Right, can everyone see the deck now? Antonia, can you confirm that?
Confirm,
yeah,
yes, indeed.
Great, all right, okay. So, probably it's the first time that I will be sharing with audience the plans that we have been working in the ministry for the past 4 months on a very ambitious plan for taking Cyprus to the next level of its high-tech industry as a regional technology and sciences hub. It is something that has been concluded last week internally, and now we are in the process to share this with the stakeholders for receiving feedback on the way forward. So I will share with you some of the highlights of this approach. But let me start by sharing with you the real mission of this ministry. The ministry is a ministry for research, innovation, digital policy, and telecommunications. So we have 4 pillars. At the center, though, of our activity, of our way of working, is we are at the service of our citizens, and our mission is to work on the competitiveness of the country, on the social prosperity of our citizens, and how to position Cyprus high on the map of digital economies, leveraging on our key assets. And our key asset in Cyprus is our intellectual capital, it's our people. So this is the vision and the mission statement of my ministry. We want to build a knowledge-based digital economy in society supported by modern, efficient, and reliable structures. And these are our key drivers or enablers for sustainable growth, competitiveness, and social prosperity. Now, the exercise that we are working for the past 4 months is how Cyprus can become a regional high-tech and sciences jurisdiction, This will be a basic pillar, a new basic pillar of our economic model. And we're not starting from zero. I mean, the Cyprus is already recognized as a fintech and high-tech center. Just in a town in Cyprus, just in Limassol, there are more than 8,000 ICT professionals, expats, primarily serving the fintech industry. Cyprus is a gateway into and out of the European Union. So for regions like countries like Israel or Middle East or North Africa, it's one of the best places to live, innovate, and work for the fintech industry. We're a regional base for the delivery of high-tech services already, and we are creating a sandbox for new emerging technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, big data, and others that I will explain as we move forward. And of course, Cyprus has an excellent track record on the quality of the research and development investments, and as well as for software development. So what do we put into our sandbox for convincing international players, from startups to mainstream high-tech players and fintech players, to trust Cyprus for their work, for their innovation center, the place to live and the place to be? First of all, we're revisiting the institutional environment. That means our regulatory playing field. The fiscal policies, including taxation, work permit, immigration, provisions and policies, and the naturalization process. We're already ranking among the top in Europe, but we are even taking one bold step further to refine this regulatory environment and framework even further. And of course, the business landscape, the innovative entrepreneurship and transformation readiness of the country is something on the mandate of my ministry, and there are specific policies, instruments, and other initiatives in place that are already taking place. Let me admit a weakness that we have: the talent pool. No matter how good and how hard we try, shortage of talent, it's a common challenge for every geography, and Cyprus is no exception. So we are embarking onto a new upskilling and reskilling of professionals program, locals and expats, so that they become fit for the high-tech industry and the fintech industry. And in this context, we are collaborating with our higher education institutions, as well as we are making provisions for specific programs for the industry per se. With the higher education industry, as well as with our high school systems, we are aligning our educational curricula with market needs. This is a challenge, I believe, for the whole of Europe, for all the countries across Europe. But in Cyprus in particular, despite the fact that more than 75% of our high school graduates go for a university degree, most of them, 80% of them, they end up with a graduate, a master's and or a PhD degree. We still have a talent shortage challenge to face. The third aspect is the infrastructure, the telecom infrastructure, the broadband connectivity, the technology connectivity, but also there are other infrastructure challenges that we need to address, like the cost of housing is rising and makes Cyprus not as competitive as other geographies. The urban infrastructure, we are embarking into a smarter cities strategy, and the ecological sustainability of a country that is less than 1 million population, but accommodates more than 4 million visitors every year, and there are more than 200,000 expats living in Cyprus as workers, knowledge workers, or even semi-skilled workers. And of course, business and market sophistication needs to also be continuously, kept polished and shining for attracting, for gaining the trust of the fintech companies and all the technology companies that we want to go on. That takes us to the next slide, which is, okay, but what is your digital readiness? How is government approaching the digital transformation? Because it's an essential prerequisite for being trusted by a high technology company to trust Cyprus. They want to interact with the public sector in the most digitally advanced approach. So very shortly, digital signature has been announced last year. Our judicial system is being supported by a new project that has been already launched for interacting with our courts. There is a to-do list of 160 vital public services that we are producing through a new framework that we call it Digital Services Factory. And all our practices are being driven towards a citizen-centric approach. And of course, on the other side, we have the mega projects that I will not spend time to explain. These are projects in the order of 300 million euros. The human capital challenge that I mentioned before is on top of our priority as a ministry, and we're collaborating with the Ministry of Education, but also with the Ministry of Labor for the upskilling of our professional and young graduates, promoting innovation, entrepreneurship through the Research and Innovation Foundation, which is under my ministry. And of course, we are revamping our science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education curriculum. The efforts, as you are probably aware, the ministry, it's a new ministry. This ministry has started just 11 months ago, and it's the first time that we have a ministry dedicated on innovation and digital transformation. In a very short period of time, as you have seen, as you can see from this, your international innovation scoreboard, the global innovations leaders. Cyprus is second after Israel in our region. It's Israel, Cyprus, and then it's United Arab Emirates. And we aspire to be one of the top in Europe as well. Let's come now to the high-end emerging technologies that are essential prerequisites and is the backbone of a fintech company. Blockchain and artificial intelligence and competencies around agile methodology of application development and cybersecurity, and all these are high on our agenda. For the blockchain specifically, we are submitting to the parliament next month a very attractive and very robust and probably, I dare to say, one of the most comprehensive legislation to be approved by the parliament, which will be used as our framework for attracting fintech companies interested in cryptocurrency and DLT. And in fact, the public sector is already engaged on use cases with DLT, which is part of our blockchain national strategy. Same approach on artificial intelligence. We're a bit behind here because blockchain is, the strategy is already implemented and it's just the legal framework that needs to be approved. We are working with external consultants on our artificial intelligence strategy. And of course, we're also promoting the connectivity and the broadband enhancement and satellite communication enhancements because Cyprus is an island, but when it comes to digital, Cyprus cannot be and is not an island through telecommunications. A chart from the European Blockchain Observatory reported in November 2020. As you can see here, Cyprus is among the most mature and advanced countries, both in terms of regulatory maturity as well as in terms of ecosystem maturity. And this is because of our commitment on this on this domain. As I said before, advanced infrastructure and sustainability, 5G has been licensed last month and now is on rollout phase. We have this strategy for our smart cities. Broadband gigabit connectivity and costs are being specifically taken care for very fast connectivity at very attractive cost. And also we have incentives supporting infrastructures like financial instruments, our tax incentives, our equity fund, our IP box. We are announcing a new startup visa scheme next month, which will be combined with our tech visa to science and technology professionals. I think that all I wanted to pass the message to the participants of this distinguished audience is that Cyprus is the geography to trust for your innovation initiatives, is the place to work and the place to live. That's all I wanted to share with you. If there are any questions, I am at your disposal to discuss.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kokkinos. So we would suggest that the questions will be sent later on via frequently asked questions in order not to delay also the rest of the speakers, because I can see here that there are many questions addressed to you. So maybe we could send them to you.
If you could please consolidate all the questions,
right,
share it with my ministry, and then I will
that will be lovely.
I will ensure that the answer is being provided.
And then we will circulate to the participants of this meeting.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Enjoy the rest. It was an honor.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Now, following Mr.